So you're a middle school math teacher wanting to dip your toe in the stations or learning center waters, but you have no idea where to start and you're super afraid to make mistakes. If you're new around here, my name is Kathy Martin and I help 6th, 7th, 8th grade and Algebra 1 math teachers experience more aha moments in the classroom, all while saving time and money with their lesson planning and resources. And I love using math stations in my classroom on a regular basis. And if you're new around here and you're wanting to start with math stations, but you have no idea what to even do, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 3 top mistakes that I see so many people making, myself included, before I have perfected the stations system. So mistake number 1 that I see teachers do all the time is that they introduce all the different stations at the same time. They want to have a computer station. They want to have a coloring station. They want to have a teacher station. And they just go, okay, boom, everyone go. And they wonder why it is chaos. Because can you imagine you're telling your students 14 different things? Of course they don't know what to do. So in order to solve this problem, introduce one station at a time. Yes, the subject is math. So introduce one station, one activity at a time. Everybody does this at the same time. Okay? Mistake number 2 is teachers don't give enough time for students to learn the activity. So if you, for example, one of my favorite station activities is to use task cards. Some of my students come to me and they are kind of familiar with task cards, but many of them are not. And they are especially not familiar with the way I like to do task cards. Every teacher is different, and I like to assign task cards in a very specific way. My task cards are always given to you in chronological order. It is always paper clipped together. I always give you a sheet, where you show me all of your work, and I like things put back in an exact way. So this takes time for students to learn how to use the task cards, where to show their work, how to set things up, how to clean up. So many teachers just kind of like, I've seen if they use task cards, it's like, here you go, here's a task card, here's where you show your work, ready, set, go. They don't give enough time to explain the expectations. This is what I want from you. This is what it looks like, so on and so forth. And then they get frustrated that students aren't doing what they want because they haven't taken the time to fully explain and address any potential hiccups, issues, questions that might come up all in the process. And mistake number 3, teachers often struggle with behaviors. I've heard this time and time again. Teachers have told me over and over that students are like, how do you get students to behave? How do you get students to independently work in a station so that you can work in your teacher station? Because when I do stations, students are like all over the place or asking me a million questions. I'm so busy with classroom management, I can't work with students. If you've experienced this, you're not alone, and this takes a lot of practice, but you must model the behavior that you expect. It takes time before you can step away and do a teacher station. If I were, I do this every year and I never start off with a teacher station instantly. This takes weeks, okay? And if you're curious fully how to get things going, please check out our free training all about how to get started with stations, realistic stations, how to make them easy. It's totally free and you can sign up for a date and time that works for you. But oftentimes the classroom management issues that come up doing stations is because we have not spent enough time modeling the behaviors that we expect. We tend to skip over what is the expected behavior. How do we get to a station? How do we leave a station? What is the expectation if students need a supply, right? If they need an extra pencil, paper, whatever. What is the expectation if they have to use the bathroom during stations time? These are all things that we just kind of like gloss over and we don't think to address. And then when we're in it, all of this chaos starts to happen, and then we get frustrated and we just don't want to do stations anymore because it didn't work, right? But I'm here to tell you it takes time to model. Just like you would on the first few days of school, you're modeling the behavior in class, you're going over your rules, consequences, all those first day, first week of school things. It's exactly the same with stations. When you are introducing something new, you have to treat it like it's the first day of school again, right? Because students will, if you give an inch, they'll take a mile, right? So we need to kind of really like set the boundary and really stick with how we want things, and then we can kind of loosen up a little bit as we go. But when we are introducing stations, we have to model the expectation of behavior or else it doesn't work. And this is why often it doesn't work, because we haven't spent enough time modeling the behavior. So to recap, top 3 mistakes: introducing too many stations at the same time, not giving enough time for students to learn the actual assignment, and then 3, not modeling behaviors. And as I mentioned before, if you are interested in signing up for our free, easy, realistic math stations training, use the link below in the description box and you can sign up for our next available date and time. Until next time, bye for now.